Hey, on the channel, we're back out with another Executioner Wave Marvel Legends unboxing with two deep cuts in the Phantom Rider and Warbow.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today on the channel from the Executioner Wave, we got the Phantom Rider, and from the world of Crystar, we got Warbow. But for all your Warbow, Phantom Rider needs, and everything else under the sun, hit up jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15%, yes, 15%. Gotta get a deal out there, and exactly where I picked up this entire wave from Jay's Toys and Games. They are in stock right now as I'm filming. Check it out if you haven't already. And of course, gonna do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're gonna take a look at the packaging, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna unbox it, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna see where it goes from there. And the Executioner Wave rolls on here with two deep cut characters, two characters so deep I've never even heard of them. And I can't believe I haven't heard of the Phantom Rider. I looked up a little bit, kind of an old West version of Ghost Rider. I don't know how I missed this. I'll say I read Ghost Rider, but not Ghost Rider solo issues as a kid back when I was collecting comic books. I'd see him in Fantastic Four, I'd see him in Spider-Man, I'd see him in Punisher and stuff like that. So I knew who Ghost Rider was. I collected the Toy Biz figures once upon a time, but the Phantom Rider somewhere went over my head. But cool to get a new character for the shelf, just like Warbow over here. Now, Crystar is an interesting one. We unboxed Crystar maybe a year, 2 years ago. What is time once again? And as a little kid, I had a Crystar figure, and I never knew what it was. Now, you got to remember, when you're a little kid, there's no internet back then. Well, it depends when you were a little kid, I guess. But in the 80s and 90s, when I was growing up, there was no internet. So I had this Crystar figure I probably got when I was like 2 or 3 years old. Always bounced around my collection. Never had a clue who it was. So I always used him with my Secret Wars figures, and I pretended Crystar was Iceman, as a kid naturally would do. But I never knew who it was till the internet came and all that stuff. Then you realize about Crystar. Well, a couple years ago, we got Crystar from Marvel Legends. Pretty darn cool one-off, but apparently not a one-off, as we're getting Warbow over here from the Crystar world. I don't know Warbow. I don't know any of the other characters out there. The only thing I know about Crystar this day and age is how Danzig stole the logo in a lot of ways. Check that out, of course. But this Warbow looks pretty cool. You know I'm a sucker for translucent plastic, so that leads us to the unboxing here. And I'm going to start with the Phantom Rider. We're going to go with the guy dressed in white here, looking like a ghost out of Scooby-Doo. I can just see this back in the day as a little kid watching Scooby-Doo. Oh, it's that Old West ghost. I can just see it. He comes in on a pale horse. It writes itself at this point. Marvel Legends, 4 and up, you 3-year-olds, you can't handle the Pale Rider. All kinds of big window box there. Build-A-Figure Wave once again. Phantom Rider, he's a gentleman at the end of the day. Bowing his cap right there. Cap and a cape. Oh my gosh, what more could you want? We're in the heart of cape season right now, and you throw a cowboy hat on top of that look. Oh man, you're playing with fire. That's what you're doing. Cross sell down below, unboxing every single one of these on the channel. We will rank the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite and build Executioner at the very end. Don't get to do that very often with Marvel, with the lack of Build-A-Figures this year. Looking good with the blurb. Let's see what it says about this Phantom Rider. School teacher Carter. Now that's an amazing name. Now last name Carter, first name school teacher. School teacher, Carter. Okay, your real name school teacher? Yep, it is. And apparently it is right here. Dons a ghostly white costume to mete out justice as the Phantom Rider, spirit of vengeance in the Old West. And instead of a fancy car or a motorcycle, we're riding on a horse. See you later, goodbye, Spider-Man style. Getting down to business here. See you later, goodbye. Plastic prison. He's got some pea shooters there ready to go. We got some extra hands. No Cambodian tape on this one here, Todd and Farland from the couch. Easy to get out. You know I'm here for that. I like these little pistols, these Old West pistols. I'm here for that as well. Always cool to get a couple of 6 shooters ready to go. Can I get them out of the package? Oh my gosh. It's that cape holding things up. What are we doing? There we go. See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's get down to the one Phantom Rider right here. Not a ton to go on with this one. Now, we do get one big foot. One big foot, one big leg, I guess. We're going to stick that to the executioner pile. We'll get back to that in a little bit. We got 2 trigger hands out of the package, as one would do. You're going to be shooting, of course. But we do get 1 fisted hand, 2 fisted hands, and a splayed out ghostly hand. He's going to reach out and touch you through the screen, maybe. But we do get that in the white gloves, the white apparition, whatever you want to call it. We got that going on. And then we do got 2 weapons here, looking good, looking old-timey. Love the white on the handle. Bringing it all back home like young Bob Dylan. We're here for that as well. Ready to go, ready to shoot anybody. You also got holes in the end, so if you have any effect pieces, you can use effect pieces on these. Cool for what it is. But now we're diving into the Rider, the Phantom Rider. And I'm guessing the Hasbro team didn't think enough of the Phantom Rider to make him a deluxe figure with a horse. That would have been nice. A horse is a horse, of course, of course. Would have been nice to have a white horse with him. We could have called it Mr. Ed and all would have been right in the world. Not the case right here, but it is Phantom Rider without horse. Maybe we'll have to find a different horse for him. I don't know if there's a horse really good that scales. Obviously, there's Mythic Legion horses, probably a hair big if you ask me. But we're going to dive into it. We got the white cowboy hat, and I'm a bit shocked. The cowboy hat is not removable. So not a bad thing, not a great thing. It's an in the middle thing. It's kind of nice to be able to take the hat off, but at the same time, he's known for wearing his hat, apparently. So got the white hat on there. And you know, usually the white hat cowboys are the good cowboys. I've learned that through John Wayne movies. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Top in front of stop me if you've heard this before. I'm 1 class away from a minor in film. Yes, it's true. Filmmaker Kyle, what could have been in this world? But I did do a whole semester on like John Ford Westerns and the movies of John Wayne. And that's one thing I took away from that class. That whole semester, I said, John Wayne always wearing that white hat. Occasionally a brown hat, but most of the time white hat because he was the good guy. There you go. Now we're rocking cape. We're in the heart of cape season. Wish this was a soft goods cape though, but it is hard good cape. It is removable if you want to. Head comes off very easily on this one, so you can take that cape off if that is your thing. And man, talk about an easy figure to make. All white, just white. But he's got a nice ripped up torso here. This is a ghost, a phantom that's been working out. He's been working out, but he does got all that going on. You got the white belt with the 2 holsters on the side, a little bit of dashes of silver. Got a little bit of wrist guards here in white as well. 2 trigger hands, as I talked about. Got the white boots. He's all in white. He's whited out is what he's doing here. Looking interesting. His arms go all the way around for us. We got butterfly shoulders in here, which is nice. Bicep cut. Double jointed, pinless elbows, playing all the hits. Hands back, forth, side to side. Head back, forth, side to side, up and down, removable. Nice ab crunch on here. Waist articulation. Big old Phantom Rider splits if you need to hop on a horse for whatever chance. There you go for the big boot. Thigh cut. Double jointed, pinless knees. The hits keep on coming. Boot cut, ankles, back, forth, side to side. All the usual Marvel Legend hits being played right here today with the old Phantom Rider. Not quite a Ghost Rider. I think this guy would have been cooler. Now, I think he came about in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken, and the little knowledge I got from reading a quick bio on online. Would have been cool if he had the skull flaming head, though, with the hat on top of it and the flaming hat. That would have been a pretty cool look. But maybe in the 70s they didn't want to do that with the Phantom Rider. Not exactly sure, but still a cool, fun figure. I guess he'll go on my Ghost Rider shelf. I don't know if you guys got a better idea. Let me know in the comments down below. But he does fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand. Use code Kyle, save 10% on the Phantom Rider. And of course, there it is, the Phantom Rider. So now we're going to turn our attention to a guy I know even less about in Warbow. Makes me wonder, are we going to get more people from the Chris Star world? Are they going to complete all of that? Be interested to see where that goes in the future. But Warbow is right here, and conveniently enough has a crossbow. So Warbow, the crossbow, it writes itself. Marvel, 4 and up, Marvel Legends, Executioner, Build-A-Figure Wave. Looking very regal there, and he's got an eye patch. You know a guy with an eye patch means business. He's seen a thing or two, or maybe doesn't see too many things anymore. Either way, looking pretty good and looks cool in the translucent plastic. Almost looks like an old school army guy here, but nice translucent plastic in the package here. We'll get into it in a second. Got the tail of the tape, got the cross cell, got the jibber jabber. Let's see what it says about Warbow. Warbow fights alongside Crystar, Prince of Crystallium, as captain of the Royal Guard, defends their world against the forces of chaos. If I'm not mistaken, Crystar also opened up the Crystal Palace in Bakersfield, California. Is that true, Todd McFarlane? Home of one Buck Owens once upon a time. See you later, goodbye, Spider-Man style. Real ones, of course, know all about the legendary Buck Owens. Dangerous Don Rich, oh, we know all about him too. Shout out to the Crystal Palace, shout out to Crystar, shout out to Warbow right there. And Warbow, he didn't come to mess around. He's got his bow. You got the sticker or the tape going on there. We got some extra hands. You got to be a handsy guy here. Pop him out, and then we get the Executioner Build-A-Figure pieces. We got a big old arm and another hand, if need be. See you later, goodbye, and we'll get those in the future. It's weird, they backed off on those Build-A-Figures a lot. I enjoy the Build-A-Figure process. It's fun to me. It feels like a free figure when it's not really a free figure, but is what it is. Out of the package, Fist of Fury splayed out hand, and then we get 2 gripping hands here for Warbow. Choose your own adventure. Man, reminds me of a green Jolly Rancher. Green Apple, one of the all-timers in the Jolly Rancher game. Reminds me of one of that. I bet you haven't had a Jolly Rancher in like 20 years. I bet it's been 20 years. And I got a story for my podcast. It's on the list of Story Time with Kyle, where I had a rogue Jolly Rancher one time on a Sunday afternoon of all times when I was a kid, and it ripped out all my braces out of my mouth. I had to go walking home with like braces hanging out of my mouth down to here. I remember going into the garage, getting the wire cutters out. And that's a whole story. But watch out. Be careful with those Jolly Ranchers, you brace kids out there. Warbow's crossbow, got a green arrow here, got the green translucent coloring on this as well. It is a nice big crossbow here. Got a spot where you slip the hand through to hold on, so it's real tight on him. You're not going to lose this off the figure. One and done accessory. We'll see what happens in the future, but looking nice. And it's got that translucent plastic feel to it. It's almost sticky. You guys know what I mean if you've ever had it before, but it's an interesting feel to it. But now diving into Warbow, and he's got that eye patch. I bet there's a story. There's always a good story if you got an eye patch, isn't there? Unless there's a bad story, I guess. But I know if I lost an eye, I'd be wearing an eye patch. There's no doubt about it. No doubt. But 2 eyes, 1 eye, I guess I should say. 1 eye patch. Stoic mouth on him, 2 ears rocking hard. Bald head across the top, but very crystal-like. Feels a lot like Crystar, as you can imagine. Maybe some reuse around here as well. Got nothing really going on as shirt-wise or anything, but he just got a sash over the top. Not sure what that's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be arrows? I don't know what this is. Or it's just decor? Not exactly sure. He just got some green trunks going on. You got some green boots, and then you got the translucent plastic throughout, which you know I'm a fan of that. Arms all the way around for us here. No butterfly on that. You do get a regular bicep. Double jointed pinless elbows. You can see the internal pins on this. Hands removable back, forth, side to side, fist and open hand, as I said. Head, a lot of movement on that head there, back and forth, side to side. Always wondering about the plastic on these two. Could get brittle over time. You never know with the translucent plastic. You do get the ab crunch, waist articulation, big old splits if you do need them. Legs go up for the boot, thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees. Once again, see the pins inside. No boot cut really on this guy here. Ankles up, down, back, forth, side to side. Our usual articulation here in this day and age for the Marvel Legends. I guess that won't really work without a gripping hand on. But Warbow looking pretty cool. It's one of those things. It's a cool figure, but if somebody just handed me this figure out of the blue, I'd say, I don't know what this is. Is it a Marvel Legend? I don't know if that would be in my top 5 guesses. It probably would. But I'm not familiar with Crystar, and I don't think a lot of people are super familiar with Crystar, as not a very fondly remembered comic book or toy line. And let's be honest, in the grand scheme of things, it's nobody's Mount Rushmore. But I do like where Hasbro has access to these properties. They bring it into this world, and I guess Crystar was a Marvel comic, so it does make sense. It's a little ways to get there, but it works for me, and I'm here for stuff like this, and I'd be okay with more stuff like this in the future. We'll see what happens right there. But I did bring Crystar. You can't have a Warbow without a Crystar here. Very cool figure, and I don't see this Crystar figure around very much anymore. I wonder if this one's pretty hard to get in this day and age. You guys tell me in the comments. But not a bad twosome right here. 2 extremely deep cuts, but it's always fun to have new characters on your shelf. It's always fun to learn about new characters as well. At least I view it that way. Maybe you do as well. But there it is, the Phantom Rider and Warbow. What's your guys' thoughts on these two? You need them in your collection. 2 must-haves. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. You made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to both my YouTube channels. 2 channels with content every single day for you. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. Conveniently enough, the name of my podcast each and every Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, The Kyle Peterson Show. Check it out if you have not already. And of course, videocast on YouTube each Tuesday as well. Patreon YouTube channel memberships is a thing. You can sign up for that and you can get early access to everything, including the podcast and both YouTube channels' contents. And best of all, you do support the channel. So for another line of Marvel Legends unboxings, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?